Hi everybody, I am Rue. We are back with some more Game of the Month FF celebrations, Frame Patel celebrations. Definitely super excited for this next run coming up. It's gonna be the Knights of the Old Republic with Sanjan. Definitely am excited to see the any percent glitchless category. I definitely, just before we get into the run, just a few reminders on a few things, just really quick. Just giving you like a reminder, everybody, March 30th is coming around the corner with the Summer Games Done Quick game submissions. So make sure to get your game submissions in by then. You only have a few days left. If you have any other questions or want more information, go to the gamesdonequick.com website. And everybody, we do have any ideas for your own one show or one-off events, you can submit them to the gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas. Okay, Sanjan, are you ready to show us some Knights of the Old Republic?
Yep, I'm ready to go fast. So, I'm Sanjan. I'll be speedrunning Knights of the Old Republic 1 any percent glitchless. It's a very cool category. You get to see this game, not really broken, but we're still going to go play through it very fast. So, the time doesn't actually start on new game. We actually have to go through a character creation first. So, we're just going to go through it. We're going to start with a female scout. You can either be male or female for this run, but since, this Frame Fatales, girls rule, we gotta save the world.
Girls rule. Yeah, so, girls just want to have fun.
So we're gonna go with, our build is 18 strength, because we like to do damage and we like good chances to hit. We're gonna go with 14 dexterity for maximum dodge. We're gonna go with the 12 constitution, because we don't need too much of it. You can actually go 14 constitution at the cost of lower charisma, but I'm used to this build, so it is what it is. We're going to go with 10 intelligence because we actually want to have it for, to be able to put points into a computer use for the early beginning. And then 10 points in charisma because we do need to do some persuasion. And for our skills, we're going to put 4 in computer use and 4 in treat injury. So this computer use is actually important because it'll make us use less computer spikes. And computer spikes are going to be used very tightly in the run because they'll help us skip some stuff, killing some stuff. So yeah, just 4 points in computer use and treat injury. We're going to save the rest for later. And then for feats, we're just going to go with weapon focus melee weapons for the plus attack bonus. And for our name, Pumpkaboo.
Pumpkaboo. I love that.
There we go. All right, so time starts when I select play. So without further ado, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So right away, I'm actually going to move to the left here. You don't see it, but you can still move during these black screens. So you didn't notice it, but I moved to the right, and it's going to set me up next to the footlocker here for me to automatically loot it right after this opening cutscene plays out. And so we're gonna have our friendly neighborhood tutorial man, Trask. He's gonna tell us some stuff, but we're just gonna master the dialogue fast. We are required to equip a short sword, so we're just gonna do that. So this first part is kind of like a huge tutorial section. We're gonna give Trask the blaster pistol because he actually does some pretty damage with a blaster pistol. And they'll let us one hit. Sometimes he'll whiff and not one hit, which makes you a sad panda, but hopefully we'll do his job. And so we're just gonna, so we do need to kill certain amounts of Sith here for the tutorial, so those two back there needs to be killed, but these two don't need to be killed. And we're gonna see this fun cutscene here with the Republican Sith fighting. Story-wise, you're a random person waking up on a ship here with and then there's a huge fight breaking out between the Sith and the Republic here. They invaded your ship, and then Trask is like, hey buddy, we gotta get out of here. And you're like, oh yeah, okay, sure. I'm gonna throw a grenade at these, hopefully it kills them all. It does. They can actually succeed a saving throw and get hit less damage. Which, by the way, this game is kind of based on the Dungeons and Dragons. So there's a concept of roles, initiative, etc. And this cutscene is actually random here. It's typically 10 seconds, but this one lasted a little bit longer. Unfortunate, but not a big deal. But it has lasted like a minute before if you're like really, really unlucky. It's because like this Jedi here can miss the roll on hitting. We're just gonna kill these two here since it's required. And we're gonna do the first required level up here, which is actually really short. We actually intentionally leveled this way because we level up for 2-weapon fighting. It's already selected, so that level up to level 2 came up in just a flash, and we're gonna say goodbye to Trask forever. He's gonna face up against a Sith. He sacrificed himself for us to live. Or Trask. I'll come back in another life. And so we're just gonna run through here. We're introduced to another person named Karf. We'll talk about him later. We're gonna grab this footlocker here. And then we're gonna do our first little tutorial security here. And that's why we got a 4 computer use here, because this uses 1 less spike.
So is Trask from Marvel? No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to make a Trask joke.
Could be. I actually haven't watched a Marvel movie in a good while. And yeah, that's the end of Ender's Fire.
Nice. So, chat, questions. If you had any questions for the runner about this game, ask them now. And then throughout the whole entire run, I will select all the questions and ask the runner. Ask Sanjan.
You'll see here, I used the stim while we're in bed. That is legal, by the way. It's just a much shorter way to get our stim, so we don't have to go into the menu to use it or like use an animation type to use it. And, you know, Carver kind of talks to us, and, you know, we're like, okay. And we're forced to take him out. But he's actually a very useful character early on because he deals a lot of damage, especially if you park him in the front, or if you park him like in front of an enemy, because he has, I think, I forgot the name of the feat, but it's the feat that makes you much more accurate when you're closer to them. I'm gonna throw a grenade at the step soldier here to size him up. I'm gonna loot the stuff here for some free grenades. Guy's gonna talk to us. And then we're gonna do a shop menu here. Let me a moment so I can focus. I sell all of this except for the spikes and the vibroblade here. And then we're gonna buy 2 computer spikes here, and that's the end of this shopping trip. So we need those computer spikes for later, since we'll be hacking through Karf. Now, your companions sometimes they don't like to follow you. This is a recurring theme in the glitchless speedrun. We actually want to be kind of alone as much as possible, because our companions can be very incompetent and then, you know, just go la-di-da, and you can't transition to the next area without your companions close to you.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, we get to do more shopping here because we're going to buy a really useful item called the Nerve Enhancement Package, which makes us immune to some of the really bad status effects that you can get. Primarily since we're going to, much later on, be running through a lot of Sith.
I'm here.
I do have some questions in chat. The first one, do you run Knights of the Old Republic 2?
Yes, I actually run glitchless for Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I have run the any percent category in the past as well. The any percent category and the glitchless categories are 2 entirely different beasts.
Oh, interesting. What makes them different?
So, let me beat up these 2 first, since they give us some really nice gear and the quest items for us to proceed. But Coder is a very, very glitch intensive game. It's very broken. Wow, this guy died all the way in here. It's annoying. But Coder glitchless speedruns tend to be more focused on the combat and as well, but Coder...
What?
Oops. But glitchless runs... Yeah, glitchless runs are more focused on the combat. Glitch is more like execution based, but both of them share something, is that it's very heavy on the menus. So you get to see like a lot of like really cool menu stuff.
I do like menuing. Like when it comes to like other games that have like a lot of menuing in it, it's actually fascinating to see how fast a person can menu through the menus, if that made any sense.
Yeah, as you see, I literally like instantly menu to equip the Sith armor. So just like that.
Yes.
I'm gonna menu here.
I didn't even notice that you did it. It was so fast I didn't notice.
And then I'm gonna take out the Sith armor because we actually don't want it equipped all the way through here. But yeah, the glitch run is just as cool because you get to really see the game being broken as well. Like the Coder 1 glitchless run is almost like under 20 minutes, and whereas glitchless is like about 2 hours.
Oh wow, that's different. Like that's a huge difference.
So you see here, Carf does a lot of damage, especially when you park him close to enemies. Hello. Yeah, you actually can get stuck around here. We call them little potholes.
Oh, okay.
And then we're gonna transit back here. So this is gonna set our warp point for a little bit later. We don't need to use it now, but it's gonna be really convenient a little bit later on when we complete a certain segment. It just makes us able to get back to there much faster. Now I'm gonna do a bit of a macroing here to open those 2 doors at very similar times.
Hold it right.
With your companion?
Yeah. So a little bit story-wise, we're trapped here on a planet called Terrace, and then Carv tells us, "Hey, we need to find and rescue Bastila, who's a Jedi with like some really cool power." And then we're like, "Okay, let's go find her." And then right now we're helping out the hidden Vex, which is actually faster to help since we don't have to deal with like very strong enemies. We can just run through a lot of stuff. So my alacrity. Yeah, so this cutscene plays. So the reason why I'm mashing very faster is that I'm spamming like the left mouse key and 1, and then sometimes I'll actually press the enter key on my numpad. So that's why the convols here are going very fast.
Yeah, they're like, because sometimes you'll see like the dialogue, but like here it looks like it's just like images popping up and then you're done.
Yeah, there are some unskippable parts. My favorite unskippable part is actually coming right up real soon here, and I'll just let the the speech say for itself.
Hurry, Hendar. He will make it.
Run, Hendar, run!
Oh, okay. I don't know if this. I'm not sure about this question. Will we play Pazak in this run? I'm not sure who Pazak is.
Pazak's like a mini game. It's kind of like 21, with more like unique rules. But we will not play it in this run. It is actually played in all quests though, and we do have individual level speed runs for Pazak. There are actually some really good at like Pazak players in our server. Like I'm a pretty average player, but there's some people who have actually done the math, and it's actually like. And it's like really cool, like how good they are. Mm-hmm. Which means, speaking of like categories, like Coder speedruns there's just a category for everyone. If you like really heavily glitched stuff, there's short categories. There's like a little bit of everything for everyone. But yeah, you see here, I kind of parked my characters at the start here. You're gonna see here that some exiting places are not affected by like the gathering party mechanic, and plot-wise, I forgot to mention we met this person mission here. We got to rescue her friend Zalbar, a fellow friendly neighborhood Wookiee.
Aww.
I'm gonna equip Viral Blades because they'll be used for later, and hopefully these folks won't be rude to me and one-hit me. These guys do a lot of damage. As you see here, Zalbar, literally got yeeted in like a couple hits, and we're just gonna use mission to get out of here. I'm gonna take Zalbar. I'll level up here. Actually, no.
So all those companions, I see about 9. Is it 9 companions you get?
Yeah, but we're only gonna be recruiting. We're not gonna be recruiting all of them. Pretty much, we're gonna be recruiting only. We'll be missing one of the companions, since one of them is technically optional. And then so we're just gonna Yeah, we need her in our party because we need her to put down the force field here.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna take her out because we actually want to be alone for all of this because we'll be running through a lot of parts, and having companions with us, they're just gonna be in our way. We're kind of a lone wolf.
Yeah. Well, and if the companions are not reactive to what you need to be doing, they're not useful, in my opinion.
So we're gonna be saving the animals. I hope you all like saving the animals because we Coder runners believe in saving the animals.
Aww. I'm gonna put animals in chat.
Well, there's
there
a giant rancor that you normally you'd have to kill them, but you know what? We can just walk past them with the magic of just being good at the game. So. And we don't believe in killing Rancor, so save the animals, just like that. Happy Rancor juke, everyone. We call that the Rancor juke just because if you walk around, like, in a certain pattern, like, their attack animation that instantly kills you gets stalled.
Oh.
And that's why, like, I was just able to, like, walk past them without any problems. But here we go, we're gonna come up on the very orangey segment here. This is, these 3 turrets will one-hit you, but we can just stun them. And it's about a 60% chance to stun all 3 of them. And we just got it, so that's very nice.
Yay! Nice. Nicely done.
Yeah, unfortunately, so there's a weird behavior with this, but since we got it first try, we actually need to manual save and manual reload so that the turrets won't kill us next time we head out here. If we had failed it once, you actually wouldn't need to do that. This game works really, really strangely sometimes.
Yeah, I want to know the coding logic behind that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really, really fancy glitches. Like even I don't know the applications of like really. That's unfortunate. Yeah, these guys can stun you. Thankfully, I have a decent amount of med packs to sustain myself, but this is very annoying.
How long is the stun duration for? It looks like it's a while.
A couple rounds. Yeah, I think you have to hit a save. I think you have to hit like a. Oh, come on.
Come on. Oh, come on.
That's rude. They don't do that much damage to you, but getting stunned is like really annoying.
Yeah. Come on.
Heal
stop.
again.
There you go. Yeah.
I should mention we actually picked Scout because we actually want like Persuasion to be our. Oops. We actually want like the extra skill points because the skill points routing is very tight. Otherwise, I believe we also. Wow, these guys are like accurate with their stuns. We also want implants. We also picked Scout to specifically like use those implants. That nerve enhancing implant that I bought earlier. That's rude.
What? Okay. They're very rude right now.
Yeah. It's okay.
Well, in the meantime, I did have a question from chat about what got you started to speedrun like these games in particular.
So when I pick a speed game personally, I pick like games that I've liked in the past, and I have a lot of Coder nostalgia because it was one of the first like RPGs that I played, and I really loved it. So I researched the community. I actually did this for the any percent run for my 12-hour challenge.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And then that's that. Like I will look at runs first to see if they're kind of my style, since I typically prefer glitchless runs, but I have been on occasion very willing to dab in like glitch runs. It just kind of depends on like the content.
Huh.
I shouldn't have healed there, but
I see some debate about something about Jedi and how the Jedi get levels.
Yeah, so ideally here, actually, you actually, like, so if you, on an optimal playthrough, you actually want to try to level here at the least as possible because it'll give you more Jedi levels, which are more valuable. But we're going to be level 4, we're going to be like level 4 Scout and then level 8, like Jedi Guardian at the end. So we picked
Interesting. Okay.
Jedi Guardian just because we get Force Jump, which is basically an incredibly good speedrunning tech ability, and of course it's the combat-based Jedi. So we like combat just because we're beating up a lot of stuff up. And then we're gonna do some fun swoop races.
Ah, sweet.
You actually don't. They're pretty straightforward, but you don't want to boost to the maximum here. It's actually faster to boost, to leave yourself at 1 before the max boost here. And of course, we don't want to hit any obstacles because that's very slow. But we just want to hit all of these landing pads here, or boost pads rather. So we have to do one more here, but except we get higher speed, so I can take another question.
Okay, cool. Is it more optimal to do dark side or light side?
So we picked light side, spoilers, as our ending, because if we pick dark side, we have to bring a certain character with us, and bringing characters with us is really slow. So the dark side ending is about 5 to 10 minutes slower than the light side ending.
That's a huge difference, actually.
Ooh, I boosted one before. It should still be okay though. So I need to be like a fraction of a second faster than my last time, so which isn't too bad, but I failed it before because I've hit obstacles. It's basically like Walk of Shame. But story-wise, we got the swoop accelerator, so the Ed and Vex have agreed to help us and put us in the swoop race, and the prize was Vassal, the Jedi we're trying to rescue, so Rajik's like, no, I'm the true winner, and then fights us, but we're just gonna throw 1 poison grenade and 2 sonic grenades at him, and that's enough to beat him up.
I love games. You have like this big epic fight, and then you can just grenade.
Grenades are very, very good, like early game.
Maybe that. Please take me to Carth right away.
Oh, actually, that is a question I have. What are the best items to use? Like, I've noticed that you're switching through armor at certain sections, but like, why, like, I guess what are the best items to use throughout the speedrun?
So we want a lightsaber with us, of course, but we choose generally items that will like make us immune to like bad statuses or give us like increased attack and strength. Plus strength items are very useful.
Okay.
So here you see I'm equipping it now, and then I'm gonna level up Bastila here so I can get 4 speed. Because Bastila is basically gonna be kind of like our taxi.
Oh, interesting.
So force speed gives us a 50% boost to our run speed, whereas our alacrities, which we had earlier, only gives us a 20% boost. And so now here we're gonna do that transition warp point that I mentioned a little bit back, and we're gonna talk to Canderous because he's like, hey, I can get you guys out of terrorists. You gotta help me first though. You gotta go infiltrate some really some big Sith base. And we're like, yeah, okay. Well, you don't got any other choice. Okay.
No problems. Can do.
Well, I'm here.
What's in the Sith base that you have to find in order to escape?
There's launch codes that in order for us to let us fly out of there, because if we didn't have those launch codes, I believe lore-wise, like we'd just get shot out of the sky.
Yeah.
And so in order to get into the Sith base, we have to pick up our favorite pure droid, T3. Because that droid is the only thing that can enter this base. So we kind of, we're kind of rude to Janine, and we're like, hey, we want that droid or else. And so we're gonna take Zalvar out here, that our Wookiee we saved earlier. And have T3 open the door here. We're gonna enter in here.
I don't know what is it with me, but I just love robots. They're just so like, especially in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, T3 is like the equivalent of R2-D2.
Aww.
From the Star Wars movies. R2-D2 and T3 are pure beings, incorruptible.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna solve this little wall panel here. Gonna save this Duros because we're nice people and we need light side points, which also I forgot to mention. There's an alignment system in this game, and then like we're gonna very specifically plan out our alignment such that we'll be light side at the end of the second planet, which will allow us to equip some very powerful items that are locked to light side. So this is a pretty difficult fight here if we don't hit the concussion grenade. It's not like they can kill us, but yeah, we didn't hit it. Bad RNG. But it's just that this droid's very hard to hit. They don't really do too much damage to us, but as you see here, we're not hitting very much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does that? It has a lot of health. Oh no, you're getting it. You got it.
now we're still getting there. But if this fight wasn't bad, the next fight is even worse.
Oh boy. Or oh goodness.
Okay, well that could have been worse. So I'm actually going to do a safety save here because this fight can go very bad. So this is our friendly neighborhood Sith governor here who has force powers. So we want T3. So we want T3 stun rate to hopefully stun him. It's about a 50% chance for cast. And this guy has a lot of like really mean abilities. Right? They're just gonna beat him up. Yeah, you can see how much this fight can go south.
Oh, the healing.
Yeah, like at low HP it will like spam heals.
Oh boy. Oh goodness.
But we're okay, we made it out. That's the most important part.
I mean, rerun fights are interesting in regards of like changing your strategy, but they're still, you know, it's still dealing with health coming back.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to take a safety like spot back to the hideout after this, so that I can heal up to full because I'm actually very low on med packs because I got stunned for an eternity. Ideally, here I'd also have my lacqueries, but I don't want to use them here, so. It was a bad Sith Governor fight, but Harris is very orangey, so I'm not very surprised. So when you return back to the hideout here, you gain all your HP back.
I'm here.
That's why I did that.
Oh, okay. It's like a hub that
Yeah, it's kind of like a healing hub. Yeah.
Awesome.
So they're bringing a Bastila here as, you know, part of our taxi initiative, but we don't need her here anymore. Just gonna run here slowly but surely. And so yeah, now that we have the Sith codes, we can go back to Canderous, and hopefully Canderous, you know, he knows of a way to get off the planet, and it's using a very fancy certain ship that we'll see.
Ooh, is it a ship that I know?
It's very much like the ship that you would know. But yeah, this cutscene here, there's a little bit of foreshadowing. Basically, Malik kind of gets tired of finding Bastila, and he's like, which by the way, Malik's like the big head honcho boss. So he's kind of like, all right, I don't want to deal with finding Bastila, just destroy the entire planet, just like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I woke up today and wanted to destroy the entire planet. That's a decision that I can make. Yes. This is totally fine.
It's just Sith things, I suppose.
Yeah. I always think it's interesting that they even have that kind of technology. That's kind of a scary technology, but yeah, it is interesting that they can have the ability to do that.
Yeah, and of course in Sith fashion, if you dare tell them no, then not great things will happen to you. So everyone's like, okay.
Oh, they comply? Oh. What are the... So, like, you have decisions that you can make. Does it impact the game or the speedrun in any way, or no?
So, yes, there's a lot of decisions you can make that it can impact, like, individual quests, etc. There's, like, multiple pathways to finishing a quest. So so we just happen to do, like, the fastest stuff, but there's alternate ways, like, in the casual playthrough that you probably wouldn't see, like, in the speedrun. So, like, here, normally, like, I think there's, like, a way to convince a pilot to get you open to the area, but here we're just gonna use security to get our way through it. We're just gonna make our way here. T3's following us, which is very good. And then we're gonna unlock the door to the hangar.
What?
And then we're just gonna run past these folks and make our way to the hangar bay door. And that's the ship we're gonna escape in, the Ebon Hawk.
I knew they'd turn on us sooner or...
And so the ship are bombing the planet, as you saw.
In the hangar. So, you figured you'd just...
And I think everyone remembers that this fight was hard, but it's actually really easy, I promise you.
Planet the dust?
So it actually turns out you don't even need to target Davik at all. You just need to get Kalo under 50% and the fight ends right there. And thankfully, we just have the easiest way to get there, so...
Find somewhere safe. The
If you remember the frag grenades we saved, we're just gonna lob them all, and T3 has a shield disruptor, which deals a very accurate 10 damage to him. So we needed to deal 50 damage to him in total.
Okay.
And that's it.
I mean, that was 20-10 right there. Yeah, that was pretty fast.
And so we're gonna say goodbye forever to Kalo Nord.
Goodbye.
And also Davik. Davik somehow died, even though we just never touched him. But we still will loot his body because he has some really useful items we can sell.
Loot the body that you didn't touch.
And we're out of Terrace in just under 20, about 28 minutes where we just got out of Terrace.
Taris is defenseless against our assault.
So you escaped.
They are offering
Yep.
no resistance.
I did see some questions in chat about a remake.
Yeah, so
I have.
there's
go
a
ahead.
remake of Coder 1 coming out. I think it's in about 2-3 years from now. It's still a good while, but they are gonna make a few things different about the game, as far as what I can tell.
Enclave there where we can find refuge.
Interesting. So I was gonna ask, what are your thoughts on that?
Let me explain. I can explain it after this part. So,
Okay.
we've got the fighter segment here. There's 3 of them. They actually always spawn in the same spot. But if you want a really good time, you have to understand basically this pattern. Sometimes they don't die in 3 hits. And as you saw there, I eliminated most of them. It's pretty much always the same pattern. I just missed again. I'm bad at aiming. But yeah, I'm actually excited for the Coda remake, but I'm just curious about what they're going to do with it, because it is going to be quite a bit different. So, I'm optimistic, but I'm always cautious, personally. Just because sometimes, you know, some change might not always be for the better. But I do hope if Coder 1's remake was successful, they'll do a Coder 2 remake, because I think that game really deserved a remake. So this lady kind of tries to tell off Pumpkaboo, which is very rude. You don't tell off a ghost Pokemon, they'll haunt you.
Exactly.
So you are the one who rescued
She did not know what she got herself into.
Yeah.
We have been
I mean, to be fair, we're basically, you know, in our underclothes.
a member of the Jedi Council.
We actually took off our clothes there because once we get, spoilers, we're going to become a Jedi. Once we get our powers, we actually want to use Force Speed, and we can't have armor on if we want to use Force Speed. So that's why we kind of take off our armor. We don't tend to really need it anymore. Anyways.
We're gonna become a Jedi now. I'm so excited. I would like to be a Jedi in real life. I wouldn't mind it.
I mean, just to have the power to like move stuff around, like I know it's like almost every kid's dream, Jedi or Sith.
Yeah. Well, plus a lightsaber. I mean, holding a lightsaber and then creating one, that would be pretty rad in my opinion.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of the reason why, like, everybody loves these. It's just, like, you get to, like, immerse yourself and feel like becoming a Jedi. But basically, we're going to be going to school. We're going to learn how to become a Jedi. Normally, I think in the canon, I think kids are mainly selected to be a Jedi, but, you know, in this case, we're an adult becoming a Jedi, and we basically learn at lightning speed.
Open your mind to knowledge. Seek wisdom in the teachings of the great master.
And this is actually a bathroom break cutscene. So this cutscene lasts for about like a minute or so.
Oh wow. Okay, that is a good amount of time.
Share a special bond. Do not be
But yeah, we will choose a Jedi Guardian because we have access to Force Jump, which enables us to jump around the battlefield as long again on monsters, and it just gives us a decent amount of feats, and it's just in general really useful.
Yet even though you are a mere apprentice, your potential is
And
unlimited.
our build is very optimized for like melee damage, since that's the best way to deal
In
damage.
all my years, I have never seen one who has
Oh, is the
mastered
range
initial
like,
training so quickly.
Like, what's
I wield
the
what many cannot
why is melee better? I
comprehend.
guess is my question.
It's just that you don't have to use like force powers, and it's just like we get items that make our lightsaber deal a lot of damage. And so we gotta learn the Jedi code, but it's 11632664.
Oh,
Congratulations,
We knew
you
the
passed. You passed the test. You passed the Jedi code.
it was 11634.
11. Let me do this menu real quick. So I saved up those points to get 9 persuade. 11632664.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you were correct there. But yeah, we're gonna become a Jedi Guardian. I did that menu there. I learned to improve two-handed fighting because we are gonna be using a double-sided lightsaber. And we're gonna borrow Bastila's lightsaber. Thanks, Bastila. And then, so the Tsar gave us an assignment. There's this Jedi that became corrupt, something like that. And, you know, our Jedi test to become a true Jedi is to kind of deal with the situation. And that's what we're gonna do.
Are you a Jedi?
Oh, is that a mana ray or manatee? Flying? Oh, that's interesting.
There's a lot of different mobs, but these are... I don't think I saw the manatee you were referring to, probably like because it's in the sky. But yeah,
Yeah,
as you see
it was-
here, Force Jump is such a good ability.
Yeah. That is a huge difference.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast
Between
Force
what you were doing
Valor
earlier.
here. Oh, I got some extra stuff. That's very nice. So I do want to mention that there is 2 legal glitches that we can use in glitch list. I know everyone's going to protest. You know, y'all, but it's because we can't really control it. It's very hard to avoid it, so that's why we allow it. So one is the duration glitch, which, as you saw, like those stims, like on Terrace, lasted a lot longer than they should have. Because when you transition in between areas, like the game artificially adds a extra timer to your stims and your force powers. So that's why when we transition through different areas, our stims like last pretty much a very long time. That's actually a pretty good Juhani fight. And the second one is fast text. So this game has a very bad memory leak. And oh yeah, we got 9% for Juhani because we wanted to convince her to quit her ways and go back to the light side. That's basically the plot in a nutshell. But yeah, so that's why fast text is when like the text goes very fast. Yeah, I know. But we can't avoid these glitches unless like we constantly reset. So we as a community decided, hey, it's just easier to just let it be.
I mean, it sounds like there was a lot of discussion with this particular one. And when a community decides on something like that, it's a lot of like discussion. It's not a simple decision.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to avoid like the duration glitch, like you would just basically have to sit in an area and wait till your stims or force powers run out, and it wouldn't make for a very fun experience, speedrun wise. So we looted those friendly neighborhood corpse. We tend to like looting corpses because corpses have useful items.
That makes sense. I mean,
So we're going to. So if you have to stay in this corner, or else like a cutscene trigger hits. But if you run through there, then there's no cutscene. We're gonna bring our goody droid, goodest, purest of heart droid T3. I'm just gonna mash through this, and you're gonna see some very fancy macroing going on here.
What can I do?
I'm gonna macro my main character in Bastila to open those 2 doors. 353, 334.
I'm here.
And then 353, 113. And that'll open the door. So that's like a bunch of puzzles that you do, but since we're speedrunners, we just run through them. We know the solutions to the puzzle. We just go through it fast, and we get to see really shiny artifact. Very cool. So this is called a star map, and this is what was used by Revan and Malik, the 2 Sith Lords, before to basically raise an army at the Star Forge. Find a Star Forge, they raise an army, they beat up the Mandalorians, and lo and behold, they became Sith. Spoilers.
Ah, what? No, I'm just kidding. They're. I honestly, it's. I haven't seen this, but this is nice to just even watch. It's been really cool to learn about all the mechanics behind it too.
Yeah, the menu in this game is magnificent. Like, the top runners, like the very top runners, especially for the glitch categories, like they play this. Their menu is like a different level.
Turn, young Padawan. Have you discovered?
Yeah, there's a game, Final Fantasy 13, and oh my goodness, their menuing is just wow.
I actually know one of the FF13 runners. I've seen one of my friends' FF13 runs, and I look at it and I'm just like, I don't get what's going on, but it looks really cool. It's like, it's in real time too, and those boss fights are actually tough.
Yes. And like, I know there's like a whole thing behind like the staggering and making sure that they time it right. But like the menuing is not easy. It's just watching the menuing alone, like casually the game is fine, but speedrunning it, oof, anyone that can speedrun it, kudos in terms of menuing, because the menuing's just, they're so fast. And there's a lot to menu through. Yeah.
Like, in this game, the menus are like really nice to see, like especially like for the very like high tier players.
Yeah,
like this game and Coder 2 is like menu intensive. Also, there's.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say there's plot wise there's some discussion here, and you're gonna see some fun stuff. But yeah, they're like, oh no, the folks escaped.
Yes, Lord Malak, he served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say.
And then we're gonna see, well, I guess I'll let the cutscene play out a little bit. Yeah, so, yeah, I know you guys are like, this guy's back, oh no, you told me that he died, but I promise you the next fight with him will be the easiest fight in the world.
It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
Like, literally the easiest fight. You can do it. You can do it without a hitch. You don't need any fancy footwork. You don't need any fancy conversations with them.
Her companions are nothing to me, Callow, but I desire the young Jedi taken alive.
So they basically hired this Kalo to try to capture Bastila and beat up everyone.
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Callow.
I know I disappointed everyone, but everyone that. It's just a bad guy trope. They somehow survive getting a pillar like stuck under them. It's just plot armor.
I wanted to have the cutscene go through. Yeah, no, I definitely have respect for speedrunners and their menuing. I think it's a skill in itself, in my opinion.
Yeah, learning menus is very important. So we're gonna take our goody droid T3 with us. So if you go through here without a companion, there's a cutscene that plays, and it steals away your time. It's a time waster. But if you take other companions with you, they'll want to talk to you. But only T3 doesn't want to talk to you. So.
Oh, we love T3 then.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm You know, I'm trying to go fast.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to zoom.
Yeah, we're gonna go zoomy. But yeah, I took an extra menu there. I brought hyper strengths for later, and I bought a bunch of regular alacrities. So there's an interesting property with alacrities is when you use alacrity with force speed and force speed runs off, your alacrity still retains the effects, like whatever the topmost effect that it had. So like your alacrity will essentially act as force speed. So we're gonna talk to this cell calf here to gain entry to this place. Also, we talked to Bob the droid, who tells us to obey the laws. We're good law-abiding citizens. So basically, Manon's like a planet where the cell calf rule this place, and they want to stay as neutral to this Republican Sith as much as possible.
Save your empty threats.
Oh. Let me, I don't know how that happened, but we're okay.
Oh, okay. This is fine. I do have a couple questions. Are you going to kill or spare the big shark god?
We will spare the big, well, we won't spare like those little ones, but we'll spare the big one.
Okay.
And we say that big animal, yes, but the other ones, you know, they try to kill us, so.
Oh, they're mean.
Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, we since we got through the store, now we want to gain access to like where the star map was, which you didn't see the cutscene in there, but it's basically underwater, and we want to gain a way underwater, so we kind of decided to help out the Republic because it's fast. And then they asked us to go into the Sith base and steal some data modules and, you know, something like that. And so we're just gonna, you know, make our way through here. I'm gonna run past these folks.
Another question. I lost the question. Oh, there it is. Do you have a favorite HK-47 line or moment?
This is Coder 2 territory, but my favorite part is when we install the loves or something like that module onto him. And he's like, "No, take it off. You're destroying my soul. Please take it off." And he's like begging you to stop. That's definitely my favorite one because it's just like you basically try to make him nice. That's a little close, but that's fine. All right, so since we caused, you know, some really bad trouble here, we get sent to a court. And, you know, we gotta go. We're on trial for, you know, causing a ruckus. And then we're like, "No, I didn't. I didn't do it. It wasn't me." And then they let us free. I decided to go back to the Ebon Hawk here so that I can gain my HP back. Oh yeah, that's right. It was his joy module. Yeah, it's been a little while since I played it. About a year and a half or so since I played it casually. So, I forgive me for my very short memory. But yeah, so we got let go, and now we are gonna give the data back to the Republic forces here, and then they're gonna let us underwater.
So I didn't know if I should ask this, but I'm gonna ask it because I'm curious. What do you think about the Force being used for dating? Do you think it should be allowed or not? Or would it make speed dating very, very like world record status?
Well, I don't know, because if you use it for dating, it can lead to some unintentionally bad stuff. Because, you know, the other side should reciprocate too, you know. That's like the only kind of a weird thing. But, you know, that's just my view on it.
I don't
Hello,
know.
please open the door.
I would have to have further thoughts into this.
Yeah, I would need further context, personally.
Yeah, I need further. But I was
Anyhow.
just seeing this in the chat, and so it just got me to thinking about using the Force and just using it in everyday life. It doesn't even have to be for dating. It could be for school. It could be for sports, different things.
I'm sure there's some kind of sport involving the Force. So,
Yeah.
actually, by the way, and down here, there's all these cell cap here that have they lost their marbles, to say the least. And so we gotta run past them. I think they lost their marbles because of how fast we're going.
Oh my goodness. This is the best underwater level I've seen in a while.
Yeah, your character also walks very weird. You also notice I used the stim there because this is a very long walking sequence. Our force speed's eventually gonna run out, and once force speed runs out, since we have that alacrity on, we're still gonna maintain that same speed.
That's okay.
Also, this
I
guy
can't
is
get over
totally
this.
the new hero of the underwater planet. Oh, bad RNG. Better luck next time. And so we brought had the sonic emitter with us because these sharks here one-hit us if they chomp on you. So we obviously don't want that to happen. So you're also gonna notice I used the sonic emitter from the inventory rather than clicking on it here. It's much faster to use it from the inventory because if you click on it, you have an animation that plays, and that animation is actually really slow. So it's always better to use most of your things in your inventory, like stims, etc. Like, obviously you can't use your force powers in the inventory, but yeah. So I'm actually going to do my level up here early. I'm going to level up to 10 Persuade for later. I'm going to get an improved Flurry, and I'm going to learn Dominate Mind, because it's going to be used for the next planet we go to.
I can't get over the walking. I'm sorry. I'm a kid at heart. Little things entertain me for hours of time.
Yeah, the underwater suits, in this time and age, it's definitely a struggle bus.
Yeah.
Also, these folks notice the cell cap going crazy, and they're like, if you get bad luck, then they kind of try to, strangle you in this place, but thankfully they didn't this time.
Oh, that's good.
And then we're off to our next one. I'm gonna try to kill these two together. All right, so 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, 4, 5, 2, 5. I actually don't memorize it. I have notes because I have really bad memories with this, and some people can memorize it. I don't know how, but this is basically to solve the Colto puzzle here.
Oh,
1,
okay.
2, 4, 2, 5, 4, 5, 2, 5. And yes, we are saving the animals, as someone asked earlier. So yeah, the sea beast is happy that, we're not poisoning, I think, the water system, something like that. And incidentally, they're also guarding this very fancy star map here.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of interesting conversations about Clone Wars now. Okay, so I have a question that was asked earlier, and I don't know if I asked this. I think, is this a hard speedrun to learn?
No, so the really amazing thing that I love about the coder community that we have is there's a lot of resources, and I think some of the runners are in here that can vouch for that. There's a lot of support for people who want to get into this game. I'd say this category, as well as no major glitches, which is about an hour and 20 minutes long, is a very good beginner-friendly category to start with in Coder 1. Like, we have a very detailed tutorial guide. We have a very detailed guide on running this game, and for those of you interested in glitches, we have a pretty detailed overview of like the glitches that we use and how you can execute them. So, if you go on SRC and just like search for Coder 1, you'll find the Discord server there, as well as like a large assortment of like very useful guides. So I definitely say this is a beginner-friendly speedrun. And if you need help, always feel free to answer questions, because the community is very happy to answer questions. Like, a lot of them are very dedicated Star Wars fans too, so you can also discuss Star Wars with them.
Oh, that's so cool. That would be fun. You could have like movie nights of Star Wars or watching like Boba Fett or Mandalorian.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming out, and you know, like, also say hello to Caleb Nord. I'm gonna tell you all how to beat him the best way by running away from him. So hi, Caleb Nord, bye. And because we ran away from him, the game actually counts him as dead. How did he die? I don't know. But yeah, this game is actually, you can get this game for quite cheap, and yeah, it's very easy to get yourself into and speedrunning it. And yeah, these you know, we caused trouble a second time, but you know, I'm gonna try to force persuade them to say, hey, like, I didn't do it, waves hand type of style. Oh, that's lame. They banned us from Manon forever. That's fine. I didn't want to deal with them anyways. So, actually, spoiler alert, it's faster to get banned from Manon because it props us right in front of the galaxy map, and we are out of Manon. And so Basila talks to us, and our next planet is Korriban. Korriban, sorry. Not gonna bring anyone with us this time.
Okay, so for anyone, because there's a lot of people that love these games, but the speedrunning, so I did post the link. I'll post it again. If you just go to the leaderboard and you see like the little purple Discord icon, you could definitely join the community through that Discord icon right there.
So these two people are trying to be rude to, you know, the poor folks, and we're basically there to stop them. And we're gonna do the last really big menu here, so I'm gonna focus for a little bit here.
Sounds good.
Let's sell a whole bunch of stuff here. We're gonna buy all these life support packs, all these advanced med packs, and then all these stims. And that is basically our last stim usage for the rest of this game. Or all of the supplies that we need for the rest of the game. Shop-wise. So that's why we saved all that money and grabbed all that stuff just to sell it to this Circa guy and buy a bunch of stims. So spoiler alert, stimming yourself is the key to victory because it gives us like really hugely increased stats, and we are pretty much majorly under-leveled everywhere, and stims basically help us give us that edge that we need to win.
How under-leveled are you? Like,
so generally in the end game you want to be like level 18 to 20, but we're gonna end the game at like level 12. So I did a safety save here because this can fail. Oh, that's rude. So she has a 25% chance to say no to us wanting to join. And she's rude today.
what? Wait, so they could tell you no?
Yeah, because it's a persuasion check. So it's about a 75% chance for it to succeed. So that's pretty rare that it failed there twice, but you know, marathon luck, as I say.
Yes. I'll never get tired of, you do it well in practice, but when you showcase it, all of a sudden, everything goes wrong.
This game is famous for very much, I've never seen that happen before, marathon field, just because there's a lot of weird things that can happen in the run. Ooh, that's nice. That's an early level up. So that level up, I just didn't learn anything, but I learned energy resistance just because it's convenient and we don't really need any skill. We're not going to be using it though. So this place, so in order to get to the area where the star map is, we need to gain favor with Uthar. And to do that, we need to do certain tasks. And there's kind of like a little hidden point system. So what we did there, we're going to help Lachelle. We're going to be a jerk just this second, only for the second time and the last time. And we're going to do the puzzle. or we did the. We're also gonna be learning the Sith code version, which is a much longer conversation. And then we also, yeah. So we help LeShow. We act as a jerk. So we kind of snake on Kel, who's someone who's like hesitant about joining the Sith. We recite the Sith code to him, and that's basically it. But yeah, we're gonna go help out LeShow here. Like, there's other ways to gain like favor, but this is pretty much by far the fastest because the other places, like, it's just too far of a detour. And then we're gonna stim up here. Use our full set of stims. We're gonna beat up this Tukata. Oh, I lost a round here. That's rude. Some bad luck, but that's fine. You're supposed to kill these in like 1 or 2 hits. And then she's gonna be like, no, I want that for myself. And you're like, no, I want that for myself. And then you beat her up. The end. I'm just kidding. That's just the end of that storyline. But now that we've gotten what we need, and we're just gonna go back in. So I ideally want to kill these Chirac here. They can be really annoying, and they can block your exit path here, which once you're at the end of like Korriban, which is what they're likely gonna do here because they're jerks. But it'd be nice to kill them because we can get one more level early and learn a really useful force ability called Night Speed. So for this next conversation, it's the longest conversation. Ooh, I did not mean to do that, but it's fine. So 313 133234 X32.
Tell me then, true. Wait.
Well, it's really cool to see that there's a lot of people that want to learn this speedrun. And definitely when there's a community that has like a lot of good resources and helps with the speedrunning, I would like definitely get into the server and then ask any questions.
Yeah, generally the best way to find out when we're live, because we're still like a small group, relatively small group, is just to enter a community and see like who's running, who's like streaming. So yeah, we did kind of skip over, but yeah, that was the longest conversation with Uthar, and that's like the entire Sith code, and the last part varies based on like your choices. So that's either like yes or no, it's a yes or no question that can vary. The only pattern where you have to say yes is passion, when he talks about passion, and everything else is a no. And so here we kind of making our merry way through. We got to get through like the middle area, which we can't get through without grabbing this special code grenade. Don't grab the fire grenade or else you instantly die. That I'm sure that has gotten many people before when you mix gas with fire.
Yeah, that doesn't tend to go over well. That jump is so good though.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill to learn if you want to get like really good at speedrunning Coder 1. And here we are. That's our 3rd star map.
Oh, nice.
2nd star map, sorry. Well, I guess 3rd if you count Dantooine.
I'm gonna count that one. I'm gonna say 3rd.
Yeah, that makes sense, because we basically need to find 5 in total. We grab the Sith lightsaber. I'm gonna heal up here, because this is a notoriously a difficult part. So we're gonna have this little spat here. We're gonna be on Uthara's side, and this guy can troll you massively. Thankfully, he didn't. He's bullying Uthara instead. And we're gonna spare her because we're nice, friendly neighborhood folks.
I know.
We actually intentionally wanted the light side points because, as you see here, I'm just barely light side. And earlier, I grabbed the Solari crystal. That's one of the most overpowered crystals that that you can get, and we need to be light side to use it. So we just have just enough light side points to use it. And then now that's pretty much the end of Korriban, but I have a feeling we're going to get trolled by our friendly neighborhood Chirac. And killing them is a little bit obnoxious because we don't have our stems and we don't have a very good chance to hit. So there's one of them back there. There's another one back there. Can I kill this one? Of course I miss. Classic. So if I had to kill them, I had to put on the Force Valor, which is very likely I have to do that. Actually, no. Okay, that's convenient. That's nice. Yeah, so we actually save Ithara. It's faster and gives us light side points. And yeah, now we have the Solari Crystal, and now our weapon is quite a bit more powerful. And then we are off to Tatooine. So there's another series of cutscenes here that will play out where he's like, oh no, it's Kalo's dead, and he's like, nope, I'm gonna send in my next lackey to deal with her.
For failure is death.
And you're gonna see a cool cutscene. Let me, while I drink some water, remember to hydrate.
Hydrate's important. I'm drinking water right now.
The hunter, Lord Malak.
No mere bounty hunter can stand.
I may or may not have taken a bite out of a cookie. And when I say may or may not, that means I did.
My apprentice, Darth Bandon.
So hydrate and have some snacks.
Yeah, the speedrun has like plenty of cutscenes where you can just like relax. It's not like 100,000% like touch and go.
Yeah, sometimes with speedruns that are, I would say this is a good time. Like 2 hours is a good time frame in my opinion. But when you get past like 3 hours or more, you start needing to have like scheduled stuff for whatever, water breaks, bathroom breaks, those kind of things.
Bring her to me, alive, if possible.
As you
Yeah, I actually had some
go
boba
ahead.
that I bought, so I'm just having that now. It's still hydrating. It's a strawberry lemonade.
Ooh, that does sound good. So I was wondering, which character would you want to be in this universe?
Like in like the Coder universe, or
I'll go with Coder first, and then if we want to go down the rabbit hole, we can. But Coder for sure.
I'm not sure. Let's see. I wouldn't want to be Bastila, not my style. I like Mission style, where she's kind of like a techie and like very sneaky. Like she definitely has the young sense of adventure. I would also like to, be T3. It's because I'm a goody, pure of heart droid. I wouldn't want to be any of the Sith, because I don't think I can fit in with the Sith very well.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I would be like a, I would stick out for sure. I think I would want to be a robot.
Yeah, as much as I like HK, I don't want to be Killer Robot is not my style. I like being the tech robot. So I cast Force the Valor here because these Sith can be rude and try to use bad Force powers on you, like a Force choke.
Oh, I don't know if the remake will be more like the modern Star Wars game. That's a good point.
I believe the combat system will be different.
I know some of the combat in the modern Star Wars games are amazing.
I actually haven't played any of the new modern Star Wars games, surprisingly enough. But there's so many games I have to play. It's just like in my infinite endless queue trademark.
Yeah. Or I have a bad habit of getting to the game to like the very end and then I didn't beat it. So I need to go back to beat it. Like Breath of the Wild is a perfect one. I'm at the end and I did all the work, but I'm at the end and then I stopped.
That's basically me with Final Fantasy 13. Like I'm near the end, but I'm trying to do like all the little side stuff before I hit the end game portion.
Yeah.
So plot wise, we are here. And we found that the star map in our vision was in a cave. Oh, unfortunate I didn't 2-hit. And so we gotta try to gain entry to that, and thankfully the easiest way is to, you know, be a jerk to these fellow friendly neighborhood sand people.
I like that you said friendly neighborhood, by the way.
Yeah, they're not very friendly.
Oh. Okay. They're mean.
Yeah.
And now you are one. Are you disguised?
Yeah, so I'm disguising as one so that these turrets don't attack us and one-hit us. And basically, we're just gonna go in there and assassinate their chieftain, because we can. I'm actually gonna use a med pack here, because ouch. That half HP took quite a bit of damage. We're gonna go in here and, you know, we're just gonna waltz in and kill the Sand Chieftain, because the Sand Chieftain has a map that will let us explore the place that where we need to go. Level up here, learn night speed. I use a life support pack here because your HP can go down really fast here.
Oh yeah, you have like how many on you? I can see why.
Yeah. Thankfully, those are all the med pack supplies that we need. We don't need too much. A free mini taxi from our friendly neighborhood sand people. And, you know, we're just gonna walk this really long stretch of sand here. I mean, it's Tatooine.
Yeah, see, Tatooine has never been a planet that I would want to live in. I'd rather be in somewhere that's more cold, personally. But
there's that really
funny
funny quote from Anakin where it's like, I hate sand, it gets in my shoes, something like that. I don't remember the exact full quote. I just keep thinking about that. I just keep thinking about that when you mention you don't want to live on Tatooine. I don't like hot places either, so I prefer colder places.
Same. Let me see if I can find that. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Is that what? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, that's the quote. And then we're gonna see the best hunter in the world. I'll let this cutscene speak for itself.
I'm going in.
Best hunter in the world, everyone. So, a Great Dragon's Great Dragon is guarding the star map that we need to get to, and thankfully these guys are here with a really epic plan to deal with our unfriendly neighborhood dragon. And then so he asked us to help lead these bantha over. So that sand person that we looted incidentally has some of the items that we need to lure these bantha over. And then we have a fight here. So we do these planets for a very specific reason. So we do Manon first because it's very easy. There's not as much mandatory combat that we have to do, and dealing with Kalo is very easy, as we saw. We do Korriban second to get our stims, as well as the Solari Crystal, and this one's third because it's still pretty useful, and yeah, these guys froze us, so that's a little mean.
It's weird to see ice and sand.
Yeah. I'd imagine it would melt fast, but you know, game mechanics.
Yeah.
And once we beat them up, so enjoy this cutscene where we use 1 billion mines to kill said Great Dragon.
Oh my goodness. That is quite a dragon. It looks like a lizard dragon to me.
Yeah, it's basically a land dragon. And we did our deal. We just say goodbye to him. He gives us a very useful item, which we'll put on later, which incidentally happens to be a crystal. You know what? In honor of one of the speedrunners, I will loot this rubble for purple light or violet crystal. Make my lightsaber purple.
Ooh,
I'll grab this because it's a very useful item for Carf later on. We're gonna grab our free TM star map. And then, hey, look, it's our friend Darth Brandon. One of our fellow runners calls him Darth Brandon, because it's missing the arm. Brandon.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, goodness.
He gets the Kalo Nord treatment. Like, it's really easy to beat him. You just beat him by not fighting him. We've got better things to do anyways. We're speedrunners. We're trying to speedrun saving the world. We don't have time for people trying to fight us.
Yeah. This speedrun is super entertaining. It has a lot of quirks to it in a good way, I feel like.
Yeah. So we're gonna, definitely a very fun run. So we're gonna grab Candace here. We're gonna give him the alacrity. You might think it's kind of weird to do that, but you're gonna see later on. So we're going to, So Zauer's gonna tell us whoever was on the ship left. We don't really care, but thanks. Thanks, buddy. So we put that crate dragon pearl on because it's another very useful thing, and we're off to Kashyyyk. So, oh no!
What's going on?
Someone captured us.
Interdictor ship. They must have been waiting for us in hyperspace.
Okay.
We're caught in their tractor.
They're trying to get in. They really got in their way of our trying to
It's the Leviathan.
get the last star map. My old mentor.
I mean, the struggle has to be real, especially when you're on the last one.
So we picked Candace to rescue us for a good old rescue plan. Oh, I forgot to equip the purple crystal. All right, I'll remind me to do it after this portion.
Okay, I'll remind you.
I'm actually not used to equipping it because I never do in the actual run.
Yeah, it's not your normal practice.
So there's going to be a couple cutscenes at play here. And basically, Candace is going to rescue us. And he's going to be in his PJs, as I like to call them. He's just going to be waltzing around in his PJs, just running past the ship here. Don't mind him.
Uh-huh.
He's got places to be.
Yeah. This is totally normal.
Yeah, it's actually, he can tank these guys really well because he basically regens a decent amount of HP per round. And these people, for whatever reason, only try to punch him. Punching a Mandalorian is a very sound strategy, I would agree.
This is all just the best thing I've seen. This day has been a really good day on the best things I've seen today. I love silly things.
Yeah, we actually used to use another character, but by a happy accident, we found out that bringing Candace was actually faster because one of the runners accidentally chose Candace, and it turned out that using him was actually faster, especially when we use an alacrity.
Interesting. Everybody was in their PJs. We had a pajama party.
Yeah, we actually used to use Juhani, but there's actually a part where Juhani can get stunned and it's really bad. So it's like a little bit RNG. So and Candace spawns a little bit closer and doesn't have to deal with like any of the hard segments that Juhani would have to deal with.
Yeah, and plus like if able to tank, then versus.
Right, so I forgot to mention this, but this is the worst place because we are forced to bring 2 party members with us. If you remember me saying we're a lone wolf, we hate bringing people around. Well, unfortunately here we're forced to bring party members with us.
Just a purple crystal reminder when you have a time.
Yeah, I won't be able to do it until like after this ship, so it'll be about 5-6 minutes from now.
Okay.
But yeah, these our fellow neighborhood party members like to troll and not follow us. So, and it's a big problem on this ship. This place kills many runs. I'm gonna do a safety save here because these folks here can stun you, and bad things can happen. Really? Okay, that worked out. And then I hope you like weird walking segment number 2 because this one's even longer. We walk really slow.
Oh my goodness. Oh, oh my goodness. That drives me nuts, actually. The water at least was bearable. This is so slow.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't use alacrity or force speed trick here because it automatically takes that off of us when we go into space, so.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you really have to go through the slow burn on this.
Yeah. It's basically a hold W to walk simulator. Incidentally, in the second one, there's actually a segment where you're in space in a spacesuit and you just go as fast as the speed of light. It's a very interesting juxtaposition, I guess you would call it. I don't know the term for it. And then here, we're just gonna re-equip our items here. I actually equip Karf, but not Bastila, because Karf can be useful for the battle. And then I'm just gonna waltz on here.
I'm sorry, I can't get over this. Oh wow. Okay, that was. I love the speedrun. It's such a good speedrun.
And so we're up against Karf's arch nemesis Saul here. I'm gonna use all my my stims here. I'm also gonna level up Karf and Bastila. And then we're gonna commence this epic battle. So I'm gonna switch to Karf here for a little bit and try and have him beat up the Sith Trooper here. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I got my stats down. Now you try to use an antidote here to get off the minus stats here. So I switched to Karf here because his power blast deals a decent amount of damage to them, and hopefully he can kill like one of them before he falls down. Our party members here are just basically cannon fodder.
Oh, are they just kind of like taking damage so that, you know, you don't take the damage kind of thing?
Yeah. Hopefully Karf can kill that last one in time. He's almost there. It's actually a really good fight.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, this fight can go wrong just because it's not, you can't die, but it's hard to die, especially because you have good healing items, but it's just really slow. And then yeah, so I equipped the nerve belt here on Karf because he likes to get stunned here and it's really bad. So a force jump here to the Sith Trooper. I'm gonna turn on solo mode so that I can easily bring Karf and Bastila to the exit here. A little bit of macroing. And then now hopefully Karf and Bastila will follow me properly. Or so basically from here we just have to beat up the Sith here and make our way back to the other side.
Wow, I see what you mean about the companions.
Yeah, you basically have to wrangle them. It's not very fun when they go somewhere else, or where they decide to have the party somewhere else. But thankfully they complied here.
Yeah. Luckily they're being more useful.
these guys are killing Carf. I got better heal him. And yeah, like for this area, like you have to be very close to them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Master 2 up to finding a Night Valor here. Alright. Just have to make sure they're following me. And from here on out, it's pretty straightforward.
What can I do?
And so there's a big spoiler part, I think most of you know, but if for some reason you don't want coder spoilers in about 45 seconds, I would run away. But
I'll shield my eyes.
It's really cool. I promise you it's really cool if you decide to see it.
I'll probably watch it just because, I mean, honestly, this is just super good.
So remember what I mentioned about Revan and Malik, who like, you know, conquered all these, like found the star maps, you know, like they beat up the Mandalorians in the Mandalorian Wars, etc., etc. And they caused a whole bunch of trouble. Well, you're about to find the true revelations, and I will let the cutscene speak for itself. The true stealer of cookies and all the good stuff in the world before was you. Yes, you. Pumpkaboo.
What? Pumpkaboo this whole entire time? Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, this was honestly like the biggest like plot twist. Like when I played this casually the first time, I was like, no way.
Okay. That was a twist I did not expect.
So yeah, it feels like it did come out of nowhere, but like when I started playing through this again, like the game kind of like foreshadows it, but it's very subtle. But it's honestly like one of the best twists in my opinion. But yeah, Pumpkaboo lived up to its reputation as a ghost type Pokemon.
Yeah, it did. Definitely, the name fits.
And then Bastila is gonna take one for the team, and then sacrifice herself so that we can get past, get back to the Ebon Hawk. You know, well, unfortunate that we lost Bastila there, but you know, okay.
Bye.
And we get another fun fighter segment here as we get away.
Oh, I guess we have a purple sable reminder. I even forgot. I was
yeah.
By the
Thank you.
Plot twist.
Thank you, chat. I will get one. I'll be here right away. I will put it on right away. Thank you for reminding me. All right.
I'm still mind blown. So
yeah, it's definitely quite the plot twist. So let me get to the workshop here. I know chat loves their purple sabers. Here you go, chat. One shiny purple saber coming right up.
yay, yatta!
And so we're on the last planet, Kashyyyk. So we do Kashyyyk last because we can skip like a large segment here because having this at the last planet because there's a quiz that we have to play. But since we're Revan, we don't have to do that last part. So, and Kashyyyk doesn't really offer much for us in terms of like usefulness. It's gonna match through this person is like, hey, we got stuff for you. You're like, oh, cool story.
Hold here's.
I'm gonna use some stims here. Then we got our friendly neighborhood folks here. I'm Pumpkaboo. What do you want? We're gonna beat up these Kinrath here. We don't need to beat up that one. We can if it comes to us, but it's actually gonna be useful for when we come back here. gonna beat up this Michael here. So this is like a very heavy planet with the force jumps. So if you... So you can chain force jumps, like when you kill an enemy, you can immediately select another enemy and basically force jump to them. Force chain jumping is definitely a skill to learn, and it's a very good skill, especially on this planet, because they like to go to random places. These guys also like to force choke you if possible. Thankfully, they did not. And then, yeah, we're gonna say, unfortunately, goodbye to Zalbar forever. I'm sorry, but we kind of skipped doing this segment here because we believe in going fast. We're just here for the star map. Sorry, Zalbar. And we're actually,
love you, but we need to go fast.
Yeah, we're actually also gonna set our warp point here. And we're gonna go back to the Ebon Hawk and back here. And so this will be useful at the end of the planet to get back to the Ebon Hawk really fast instead of like running through that entire area. The cast.
I actually like this planet the most, I think. Living in trees would be ideal.
It'll definitely be really cool. So yeah, that's an example of chain force jumping there. You do need to kill your enemy as a requirement, but even without it, like, you can do this kind of slower version of it and it's still fast.
Nicely done, by the way, on the chaining.
Yeah. Sometimes like that you can get lucky. It's definitely very hard to do very effectively, especially because these mobs like to run around, running amok. So, I don't jump to that one personally since that one doesn't offer you much, and we're just gonna run past these little guys here. And then we're on our... So we couldn't pass by here because the Wookiee chieftain wanted to talk with us for whatever reason. Blah, blah, blah. That says a speedrunner.
We don't care what you have to say.
And so we get to meet everyone's favorite Grey Jedi. Or at least almost everyone's favorite Grey Jedi. From my observations, we get to meet Jolie. And so he kind of tells us like, hey, I can help you get to the star map, but you gotta help me out first because these Zerga folks are beating up Tech for their evil, nefarious needs, and you gotta help me shoo them away, which ironically, we're actually going to take the mission here to kill Attack, but because it's actually faster since we used them as a force jump fodder. I'm sorry, Jolie. So now you see how you can target them, and we're just gonna basically shoot these folks away.
Oh.
And we're gonna break these emitters. And then once 2 of them are broken here, there's a very unfriendly neighborhood Tyrannotech here who's gonna ruin their day.
Run! Run!
Ooh.
Alrighty.
Scared them all away, yep.
Yep. Oh, come on,
At least
please.
they're being scared away.
Oh, that actually worked out really well. Yeah, so we use these as force jump fodder. Let us force jump. I'm sorry, Jolie. But, it was a necessary sacrifice. We're gonna put Jolie in our party. We're gonna turn on solo mode because we don't want him running around with us.
Yeah, we like being lone wolves.
And then we're just gonna make our way slowly but surely to the lower Shadowlands. So you're actually gonna be noticing, like when I force jump here, for example, I'm actually not gonna kill Attack. I actually canceled my force jump as I got to the end there. We actually are gonna be coming back the same path, so that's why I will not be killing these Attack. Not just yet. Sorry, Jolie. So.
I like that you're saying sorry. Is it because everybody loves Jolie so much?
Yeah, and I feel bad for killing the animals, but in this case, it's actually faster.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not saving the animals right now. Although, animals are creatures. I don't know.
We do kill quite a lot of creatures, but you know, in my defense, they try to beat us up first.
True.
So we use the scout for the implants and the skill points, and then we pick Jedi Guardian, for those of you who are curious. So we gotta beat up these Kinrath here, because eventually, there's gonna be a part where Jolie comes with us, and we gotta kill these so Jolie doesn't get distracted. You can actually skip them, but it's a very risky strategy. There's a med pack here.
I think I know what song you're talking about. Or Jolie.
So this you'd have to do a large quiz, but since we're just coming to like, yo, we're Revan, and then they're like, okay, have a star map. Happy birthday.
Good job.
And that's all
This
5
is-
star maps.
That star map is definitely these. I can see why it's safe for last.
And then we get Master Flurry here, and we learn Force Resistance. Jolie, okay. And sometimes, you know, your companions just, I don't know, they do whatever they want.
Yeah, if the companion's not gonna follow you like in a certain radius at all times, yeah, I could see why being the lone wolf is the best. Like
Yeah.
in Cat Quest 2, you get a companion, but they can't be like further than like a certain distance.
Force speed here, because I know it ran out. And then now on this return, we are going to kill the animals.
Oh, are we gonna play the second Star Wars after this? Unfortunately, no, but we have another great game coming up. It's Celeste, the Any Percent. It's gonna
Celeste
be a very,
runners
very
are
good
so
speed run.
good. I just watched them, just like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
The platforming skills in there are intense.
Yes, I like Celeste runners impress me a lot because of the fact of just like I played Celeste and I've tried the platforming, but like it's a different. I think it has like an 8 directional, so like you have like the diagonals to worry about too. So it's a different platforming style for sure, but it's very impressive when you see a speedrun of it.
Alright, so we gotta run through these folks here. Hopefully they don't put us in combat for too long. Actually have to be out of combat when we talk to this Wookiee, so... Park Jolie back there again, because again, we gotta run through. There's gonna be eventually a part where Jolie magically comes back to us. And then we're just gonna be force jumping our way. And then there's this annoying little Sith guy here. I'm gonna try to kill him because I've had him troll before. That's a little unfortunate, but thankfully we have that Michael here. I'm gonna try to target it. And that starts another cutscene here where Jolie warps to us. And then this guy kind of is like, hey, Revan. And we're like, yo, what's up? And just like, bye. And that's the end of Kashyyyk, pretty much. So you did notice I did do that warp back to Demonhawk earlier. We're going to be making use of it here.
It's nice that you can warp.
Yeah, you can't do this in Coder 2, which makes it a much longer speed run. Yeah.
Oh, that changes everything in terms of just like, because if you have to run back out of whatever you're doing, it's gonna take way longer.
Yeah, Coder 2 is actually a much longer speed run. It's like a 25 minute longer speed run.
Child, but I will break you.
I'll never.
And yeah,
Okay.
Vasila's still living, and you know, Malik's trying to turn her to the dark side.
You think torture will turn me, Malik? You're a fool.
Torture? No, dear Bastila. You misunderstand. This is but a taste of the dark side to whet your appetite.
Malik's trying to convince her with cookies to join the dark side, I mean.
It will.
I would join the dark side if they gave out dark chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Such resolve in your
Dark
Does
chocolate
dark-
chip.
But I see
Dark
the
chocolate chip
truth
cookies are my
now.
weakness.
The
Oh,
dark side calls.
dark chocolate chip. Yeah.
You hunger.
Chocolate chip cookies are my weakness too, but dark chocolate on top of that, oh,
Power can be
yeah.
yours.
It's funny, as a kid, I used to hate dark chocolate, but as an adult, I love dark chocolate.
There's a lot of cutscenes that kind of roll through here, and there's this. This is going to be actually the final segment.
I'm transmitting these
Okay.
coordinates to Admiral Dodonna. Maybe a quick strike by the Republic can cripple the Sith fleet.
I'm immersed in the storyline.
The story is definitely very good. I would highly recommend doing a casual playthrough of this. Like, I actually haven't done a casual playthrough of this in a while, but I probably will need to at some point.
Turrets. Take those fighters out before they report our position to the
Like, glitchless, like, it doesn't show you everything. Pretty
Yeah.
much. The last fighter segment here. I missed again. That's fine.
Do they? So no matter how many times the fire segments happen, they're always in the same spot, right?
Yeah, so the fighters are always in the same spot. Each runner kind of has like their own different way of killing them fast.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This may be a rough landing.
But they don't it's not RNG.
Yeah, it's the hits needed to kill them can be RNG. Otherwise, it's consistent. The direction they go to. And now we landed on Lahan, and we're gonna meet these friendly neighborhood folks here who, unfortunately, they're not friendly neighborhood, they're trying to kill us. This seems to be a recurring theme. Just register any friendly neighborhood people as people trying to kill us. So we're just gonna run away from them. And then I'm going to force speed here again. And then I'm gonna use up some stims. And then, yeah, most of you recognize this planet, and there's kind of like two sides here. One of the runners here, Seraphim, calls them the boomers and the zoomers. Helping out the boomers is faster, just because it's more on the way here. Or it's just more like easily on the way. And there's going to be like a little nice trick that we do here so that we can make this as smooth as possible. As long as it goes right. So we're going to be like, no, we're not helping the Zoomers. You guys are too mean to everyone. And then here, hopefully... And then here we're going to talk to this Elder Warrior. To help them out, which incidentally is also enough for them, for the elders, the boomers to help us out getting into the temple, so that we can get out this planet. And then we're gonna grab these ship parts here. And then we're gonna try to chain our force jumps, but these guys aren't in very good positions. They're in really bad positions, wow.
Oh yeah,
It's
they're
fine
not.
though.
Yeah, but they're in horrible spots.
Yeah, in order to force jump to them, you need a line of sight.
Okay.
Which, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it just doesn't. And force jump to the Zorkata here. And then we're gonna make our way to the other side where the boomers are. and then say, hey, we helped your guy, even though your guy ran through like a whole bunch of you know, unfriendly people because they grabbed some magical plot armor. Can you help us get into the temple? And they're like, yeah, sure. And running through this place can be a little bit of a headache too, because these little mini rancors here, they hurt a lot. These guys hit 20s, but the ones in the next area can deal like 50 damage to you. It's not a pretty sight. And then Gizga lovers, look away. Ripping pepperonis, the poor Gizga.
Aww. I don't know if I'm sad or not. I mean, it's the cutscene. There's nothing to do about it.
Yeah, I mean, we would try to save them if we could, but you know, unfortunately, you know, the Gizga just walked into a trap. I mean, I can't really help it.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna come in here. So they're gonna, you know, like talk amongst themselves, and then they're like, okay, we'll help you get to the temple. You know, you helped us rescue one of our fellow people.
I was gonna say, while we're doing this, was there anything you wanted to say before you get into the next final part? Well, the final part.
I mean, about the community, or like, just like how to get into speedruns?
Yeah, about the community, or where to find you on Twitch. Well, I haven't posted to Twitch, but where to find you on social media, I meant to say. And then anything else about yourself, like if anybody would want to watch you, if you play any other games or any other speedruns, anything like that.
I also have a YouTube as well as Twitter. And Twitter at sanjan_rs, as well as my Twitch, of course. But I actually primarily now speedrun Mass Effect games, so... And I'll be looking to get deep into the Mass Effect and Dragon Age universe of speed games, so... If you're looking for Mass Effect 2 speedruns, I'll be focusing on that pretty much after this, so... And Mass Effect speedruns are really cool. Let me tell you.
I saw my first one at Frost. Oh my, they are very worth to watch. So if you're definitely...
I ran Mass Effect 1 at Frost Vital, so...
Okay, so that's...
Definitely very worth.
Yes, when you were... There was a car, and that's all I'm going to say. There was something with the tank thing, and things were happening with it. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's Mass Effect 1 is definitely a speed run. I just recently started learning Mass Effect 2, and then we'll be focusing on it after. But I also do I've done Pokemon speed runs. I've speed ran Omega Ruby, as well as Pokemon Black and Pokemon Shield. So, and I also speed run my first speed run is actually Octopath Traveler.
Oh,
that was my very first speed run. So yeah, I'm pretty much primarily an RPG speedrunner. And I have pretty good knowledge in most of those games, so if you ever want to get into that, feel free to hit me up. So we turn solo mode on here, and they actually can stay back there since we get to they're at the loading zone for when we transition to the next area, so that's why it's just convenient to leave them there. And yes, I'm a fellow Mako fan, and you all should be too. The Mako is the best vehicle in all of speedrunning, and I will not stand for any different opinions. I know everyone loves the Skyrim horse, but I'm sorry, the Mako's better. So here we do a puzzle. I like to call it H. And you know why we call it H? Because we make the letter H and we solve this puzzle. And that's the that's a summary. That's the puzzle.
I'm sorry. So all these puzzles, all these puzzles are just so easy. Like, I mean, once you have the secret to a puzzle, though, a lot of times you could just kind of do it.
Yeah, when you're playing it casually the first time, some of these puzzles are like really difficult.
Yeah,
like there's a Towers of Hanoi puzzle, and I think it's hard to hear. I know it's definitely a Mass Effect one, but let me tell you, those puzzles casually, I am not a very puzzle-oriented person, so I would just like literally, I wouldn't go very far, and I'd already be looking up the solution.
Yeah.
And all spoilers, you know, there's Bastila, but you know, she turned to the dark side. This fight is actually really annoying because Bastila can do a wide variety of really annoying side effects, but thankfully, we 2-rounded her. We only need to get her to half HP. So yeah, we will be choosing the light side because it's like 5 minutes faster. And we level up here. This is our final level up. And we learn our only dark side power drained life, which would be very useful. Which is actually extremely useful for the final fight. Yeah, Bastila turned into the dark side. She got convinced by the dark chocolate chip cookies. I mean, I can't blame her, you know. Those dark chocolate chip cookies are good.
I feel like if we ever have an in-person event where you and I are in the same room, I feel like we gotta go get dark chocolate chip cookies. I don't care where we find them, but we will.
It'd be perfect munching snack for like all these cutscenes.
Yes, yes.
And then now here we're just gonna make our way back. We don't need to kill any of these folks. We're just gonna make our merry way back. And so yeah, our crew gonna be like, hey, like, you're in there for all, what's up? And then we're like, oh yeah, Bastila turned to the dark side, blah, blah, blah. You know, we gotta get to the Star Forge now. We solved the puzzle. And we got the ship parts we needed to repair the hyperdrive here. We're very happy campers. And then we're off to the Star Forge, and this is a very long. This is like a 2-minute cutscene. So another bathroom break.
Transmission from them now.
This is Admiral Thorne Dodonna to the Abbott Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Carthanassi.
I was going to ask, do you make dark chocolate cookies?
No, I don't. I would usually buy them. I'm not much of a cook. I am very bad at cooking.
Gotcha.
The Star Forge wasn't
I mean,
constructed
I
by
like
Sith.
baking, but cooking I'm not. I'm okay with cooking. I can cook, doesn't mean I want to cook.
Yeah, that's
That makes
basically
sense.
my attitude. Like, I have cooked before, like, if I need to, but
Can't do that. The Star
I don't do it as
Forge is
often.
of immense power.
Even though I technically should,
Capital ships
just because it's good money-wise, but
that have powered the Sith.
alas.
You have to destroy the Star
But
Forge,
sometimes,
or you'll be fighting
but
an
you know,
unending wave of reinforcements.
I would definitely be up to kind of like learn how to bake dark side themed cookies.
Yes, that would be so good. I'm totally down to find a recipe and bake. I do like baking. Baking, and especially baking cookies. Cookies are easier than like most, like, if you have to bake like a cake or cheesecake, you know, like cookies are easier in that regards. It's just when you make a lot of them is when it starts getting time consuming, because you're just like, oh, let's have, you know, 60 cookies or something like that. But it's just how much you want to make, or how many batches you make too.
Yeah, basically plot-wise, you know, Karf goes to inform like the Republic, hey, we gotta get to the Star Forge because they're doing some really shady stuff. We gotta beat them up. And then they're like, well, they're they're like anticipating our every move. So I never explained this because I forgot to, but Bastila has a special ability called like battle meditation, where it's like a really overpowered like army ability, where like she can influence whole armies to do like really overpowered stuff. It's the very basic explanation of it. So that's why Malik really wanted to capture Bastila. So basically, we're in a very particular spot.
I hate to ask this after all you've done, Carson, but the Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Ebon Hawk and her crew are gonna see this through to the end.
But yeah, this is the last very long cutscene that will be seen. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. Any last minute questions for Sanjan? Or Sanjan? Sorry. Sanjan?
Yeah. You can say Sanjan, Sanjan. I actually don't mind either pronunciation.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's kind of like my real life name.
We go alone here. Because, yeah, we are loners.
Come on, before they...
Oh. We gotta be wolves.
Damn! So much for catching them unprepared. We'll deal with these Sith. You get into the...
Yeah, there's gonna be some good old epic fights here with our friendly neighborhood Mullet Man and the Twi'lek. So fun fact, we call him Mullet Man, that person with the mullet-like hair, because he's actually like the Legends face of Revan, as you've seen in like the Star Wars The Old Republic games, and our community just likes to call him Mullet Man. There's also another face that looks like Trask, another male character that looks very much like Trask. And another one of our fellow runners, Range, always uses him when he does a glitchless run and calls him Trask Jr.
Oh, where you could go to learn the speedrun? I will send you a link to speedrun.com, and on there, there's like a little Discord. It's a small little Discord icon. It's like you see the title of the game and you see follow. Underneath that follow, you'll see the Discord. And so you can join the community that way. If you want to learn the speedrun, there's a lot of strats that are available, and the community is very open and friendly. And if you have any questions for them, definitely whenever you're in a speedrunning community and you need to ask questions because you're learning a speedrun, always ask. Because definitely somebody will help you.
Yeah, we love helping new runners. Like, we're also, a lot of the runners in there are also dedicated Star Wars fans in general, so definitely a very cool place to hang out. And we're gonna see this epic battle. Unfortunate, you know, the Mullet Man failed. You know, maybe better luck next time. I'm gonna stim up here. And I'm just using my full abilities here slowly, because if we do this right, then these abilities will be kept pretty much all the way till the end. And we get to see one more cutscene here. And yeah, I don't think you all can hear the keyboard very loud, but I should mention coder speedruns generally are very good keyboard ASMR because it's very keyboard heavy. Like, it doesn't hurt your hands, but it's just like the fluid menu, like when people press keys, it's a very pleasing sound.
So would you recommend keyboard over like any other methods of playing games, like controllers or something like that?
Yeah, well, for coder, like, you can still try to play with controller, but it's much faster because we use a lot of keys, like a lot of shortcuts in the speedrun. Like, we use so many different keys that it's just like a keyboard's kind of necessary to go fast. Like, you can still go fast with a controller. Like, Xbox runs on console have been done before, but it's just optimal to use a keyboard. And then We use this life support pack because we're at half HP. And then we get to see very more cheesy lines. As who doesn't love cheesy lines? So Basila's gonna be like, hey, like, we're making our way through here. What do we do? It's like, nah, we're fine, TM.
And then we shall see if Revan can stand against the full fury of the Star Forge.
It's a perfect rendition of a D&D villain, honestly.
Do you play D&D?
I've actually only done like two D&D type campaigns ever. The first one I did was like, well, I've done them one in college and one outside, but the first one I did was using a rule set called 7C, and then the other one was D&D 5th edition. So the first one I actually got to play as a German warrior with a very overpowered dwarf mercenary that I hired because I came from a rich family. And then the second one I played as a very evil paladin. Also, we're going to try to target this top one here because he likes to cast Force Push and be really annoying. So we need to kill these triple Sith here, as we like to call them, to proceed to the next room here.
Yeah, the evil paladin sounds really good. I actually like that.
Oh, I had like the perfect... It was like the perfect ending part. Like, basically, like, we killed like the main big villain. And then, and then everyone was like, let's spare him, like the evil villain. And then I was like, yeah, sure. And then at the end, like, I convinced the entire party, it's like, hey, let me escort them. Also, because I got 13 persuasion, I can just spam one. Yeah, so basically, like, I persuaded my entire party just to let only me escort him. And then at the very end, I backstabbed the main villain and killed him. And then my character became like one of the main villains in like I think the next campaign that they are having.
Oh.
And yeah, we're gonna make our way here. So a little bit of warning for loud noises because this game's audio balancing is not the greatest.
Yeah, warning to headphone users or headphones? Yeah, that's headset users. There you go.
You know, Mal's gonna show off his evil Sith ways by killing these Sith here.
Oh, the Knights of the Old Republic remake, I think, was going to be 2 to 3 years from now. Rumors?
At least like 2, 3, 4 years from now. Something like that. So a lot of people thought they had to kill all the droids, but it turns out you can just break the door open.
Oh, so this isn't like a mandatory fight sequence?
Yeah, but this last one is, and we're gonna go through the epic showdown with the evil Sith Lord Darth Malak. And you might notice that there's no music or anything playing because, as I mentioned like a lot before, quite a bit before. Wow, that's a lot of damage. There's a memory leak that happens, and the game will eventually crash as you transition through a lot of areas. But Glitchless has just enough like transitions so that we're like on the limit, but we don't like crash. Pretty much.
Oh, that's good.
So, but you can tell when you're about to crash because there's no music that plays, and you get, as I mentioned, this unavoidable fast text glitch. And yeah, we call these popsicle Jedi. So like, if you didn't have like, if you didn't have drain life or destroy droid, like when Malak gets low HP, he'd basically drain HP from these, and you'd have to kill him like 8 times, which is really annoying. But this is why we learned drain life, so that we can destroy these Jedi popsicles. And this actually also incidentally refills our HP as well, so very convenient.
Oh, this is quite a fight.
And yeah, and after that, part 2 is just basically killing him. Hopefully I get some good hits in and I don't have to heal. And time's coming up, by the way, when the black screen pops up after he dies. I'm gonna, yeah, I had to heal here. I don't want to risk it because he hit like 40s. Wow, that's a really quick fight. And time, that's a gold.
Time? Oh my goodness. Well, Gigi's on the gold.
And that's Coder 1 any percent glitchless.
It was definitely enjoyable. This game is a good speedrun in terms of just like, there's a lot going on and the game just doesn't like that a lot's going on. And then it's like breaking on you on purposefully.
Yeah, we don't see those really fun glitches like you do like in a any percent or no major glitches run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically the fight. But I hope you all enjoy the run. Like this is 202 RTA isn't too bad considering I did commentate and there's a couple hangups, cough terrace. But I've actually never been stunned. Well, this is actually very much this has never happened to me before. Like getting stunned in the Volcar base for like 45 seconds was definitely a trip.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because they kept hitting you too. And yeah, it wasn't really, that was like a rude moment. And then plus like that one part where the lady was like, no, the one mission, I forgot her name already, but.
Yutara, yeah, she said no to me twice. Thankfully, that's a fast reload, but yeah, that was very rude of her.
Yeah. Well, is there any last minute, like any shout outs you want to do or any last minute things you want to say before we head on out to our next run?
I want to give a huge shout out to the Coder community. Like ever since I've been in there, they've been nothing but very welcoming to me, and especially like many other new runners. Like they're some of the nicest people like I've seen, and they will really help you out like learning to run. Like they love to see new runners come in and just like and especially at any skill level, they just like to see people go fast and enjoy Star Wars speedruns. Like they're very nice people. So shout outs to them, and also thank you for being a great host and bringing along questions to ask. Thanks to shout outs to my team, PSR Diversity.
Aw.
I know I'm a Pokemon speedrunner at heart as well. I am in multiple communities, but they're an awesome group of people. If you like Pokemon, definitely check them out. And thanks to GDQ for having me for the Game of the Month celebration. It's really fun. Like they actually had, I think, Coder much earlier than I was in here for, but it's still a very good speedrun. And even if you're not into speedrunning it's a very good casual game, like a very top tier casual game. Like I highly recommend playing it casually. And
well, nice.
Aside from that, that's it.
Well, awesome. Well, alrighty. So I am going to transfer over to the next game, but I am going to be done hosting for the evening. Well, the day for me, but evening for maybe others. But Smooth Operative will be taking over for me. Just before we get going here, I just want to remind everybody, Summer Games Done Quick 2022 game submissions are open, and they are open until March 30th. So get your games in there. And if you have any other further information you want to locate, you can always go to gamesdonequick.com. And just remember that your subs, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, and bits help support the weekly hotfix content. Please consider supporting our daily content if you enjoy these shows. So definitely, I put the runner's information in there. Definitely check Sanjan out. And yeah, we are going to be heading over to our next game, which stick around for. It's going to be an amazing speedrun. Celeste speedruns are amazing. And it's going to be with Comradery. So just hold on tight. We'll be back with you all soon.